side to Old Trafford, desperately requiring something from the game. With 4 games to go until the end of the season, United were sitting comfortably on top of the Premiership pile. Borough were in the relegation zone in 18th place, and Division 1 football was a distinct possibility. United boss Alex Ferguson knew that if his team took 4 points from their remaining 3 games, they would be Premiership champions. History wasn't on Brian Robson's side, as Middlesbrough hadn't won at Old Trafford for 67. Your match commentator at the Theatre of Dreams is John Helm.
We're underway with Manchester United in the home strip, red shirts, white shorts. Middlesbrough playing away from home, white shirts and blue shorts. So it really is a red corner and a blue corner for this one. And here is Cantona for the first time. There is just a little surface water on the pitch. In fact, the drainage system here wasn't very good a couple of seasons ago, and there you saw a bit of a splash as the ball went away from Irwin's boot. And now here is Beckham. Cantona. Clearance effectively made. Roy Keane. Cantona motoring down the right and then feeding Gary Neville. Gary Neville, the England international. Ravanelli, joint top scorer now. Gary Neville advances, Hignett the pursuer. And the slightest of pushes there by Hignett. Gary Neville's won the free kick. It was the referee's assistant there on the touchline, Ken Hawkes, who signified that, and it's hoofed very long across the area. Cantona always available in that sort of central role. And again from Neville. And there'll be another free kick for this challenge back. For Stamp. Youngster made his mark this season, 20 years of age. But he's the one who's conceded this free kick, and Beckham looks to be lining himself up for it. There is Roberts, the 21-year-old Middlesbrough goalkeeper. Started the season as about 4th in line, but he's in there now. The 5-man wall form, Beckham gets it through. Parried by Roberts, out for the corner. The first moment of excitement for the Manchester United faithful. Beckham hitting the target, it was curving in. Some of these players might become almost unrecognisable as the afternoon progresses, with their hair already plastered down. And Ravanelli's got onside here, and he'll steam on into that United area. Wants it on the left foot, drives it in, and the hands are raised to the heads. It was a combination maybe of Schmeichel's fingers and the upright that kept that out. It'll be a Middlesbrough corner, which will give us the chance to have a look at this one and just how close it was. Well, he was given onside there, Ravanelli. Looked suspiciously off. Managed to cut back inside Pallister, and indeed it was against the outside of that upright. Juninho's corner. Out for Stamp. Again, the little man has the chance to cross one in. Flicked over by Schmeichel. I don't think he was trying to keep the goalkeeper, catch the goalkeeper unawares. I think it was an attempted cross, but he didn't quite get right. But it was aimed for the top corner. So the first threat from Middlesbrough. Still there, Juninho. And he showed it to the 2 defenders, and it was Keane who took it, and then Irwin's clearance. And Ravanelli and Juninho are there again inside that area. The cutback this time, perfect for David May to clear. And on towards Beckham. Well, there's a bit of cut and thrust about the match now. Musto onto Emerson. Fleming's up on his right. Oh, but that was an ill-advised ball. Handing the initiative straight back to the home side. Back heels the ball straight out. So the two Brazilians combine. Now the Republic of Ireland fullback Fleming joins in. Well, there's certainly some composure about this Middlesbrough side. They don't look like a team next to bottom of the table, do they? And Hignett's into a good position here. And so is Juninho. He's going to finish this one. Juninho for Middlesbrough. Beautifully created. No emotion from the manager. But what a blow Middlesbrough have struck here on 15 minutes. Craig Hignett drove in. Juninho with a side foot. Schmeichel had no hope. And the scoreline nobody anticipated is Manchester United 0, Middlesbrough 1. Ravanelli's been caught 2 or 3 times, but well, you reiterated it's a dangerous game. Solskjaer battling to get into position. A searing shot along the ground. It was comfortable again for Roberts as it turned out. It's all about angles in there, and he's not yet had the angle to beat Roberts. Lonson. Neville, United with 4 across the edge of the Middlesbrough area. They're playing a waiting game, and it's not one that's paid off for them. Plenty of time for Hignett to win a throw-in off the boot, off of the body of May. Clayton Blackmore's done an excellent job so far in defence for Middlesbrough. He's just been rewarded with a new 1-year contract. And this is another disturbing sight for Brian Robson. Ravanelli looks as though he may have pulled a muscle, and he's coming to the touchline in clear agony. Bob Ward, a busy man in the first half. They do have a striker on the bench in Chris Freestone, but he's hardly in the Ravanelli category in terms of experience and goals scored. Praying. Solskjaer, Andy Cole, and he's touched aside, and there is the Manchester United equaliser, driven in by Roy Keane. He seems to reserve all his goals for Middlesbrough. He's only won in the Premier League prior to today, came in the 2-2 draw at the Riverside back in November. Solskjaer nicked it in, Cole used his body to good effect, Keane rounded it off. It's taken 34 minutes in coming, but Manchester United at last have a goal, down to the perseverance and power of Andy Cole and the poise of Roy Keane, who slipped it in wide of Roberts. Ravanelli clearly in discomfort. He's pulled a muscle and is taken away by a stretcher. There he just pulled up. Hamstring problem. Well, you can't take risks with things like that, and with 2 important dates to come. But I wonder if that's the end of Ravanelli's league season. And of course they've got just as big a date coming up on May the 17th at Wembley against Chelsea in the cup final. Juninho's knocked the ball in here. Emerson's got a chance to restore the lead, and he does exactly that. And Manchester United have been caught cold. He's dancing a samba, is the Brazilian. Freestone touched it on, I think, as well. It was Juninho, it was Freestone, it was Emerson. It's 2-1 to Middlesbrough. And that's a devastating blow struck against Manchester United in their title ambitions. So what a match here at Old Trafford. The Premier League just continues to excite week in, week out. So 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes, and it's the Middlesbrough fans who are singing again. And Chris Freestone, who's 25 by the way, he's no youngster, but he's someone who's struggled to make his mark, has set up Emerson there for a goal that has again stunned the Manchester United supporters. Well, there are more twists in this amazing first half. Here's Cantona now. On to Pearson's head. Stamp used his body, and that was okay. Well, Middlesbrough certainly contributed to an enthralling first half in the pouring rain here, and you can probably judge from your pictures just how torrential now the rain is. And Stamp's getting forward for Middlesbrough. He's got Freestone on his right. Might have done better to play him in, but instead Mustoe powers forward, knocks it across, it's another one! It's 3-1, and Craig Hignett has scored for Middlesbrough. Well, this is astonishing. With 40 minutes played, Manchester United are 2 goals adrift and being sunk in the rain. Ferguson cannot believe what is going on in front of him. Stamp was the one who'd driven on. Then it was Robbie Mustoe. The cross was perfect for Hignett. A couple of goals in a couple of minutes and a crushing blow to Manchester United's title prospects. The goals raining in on us thick and fast. And this scoreline will be received around the country with some disbelief. 2 goals in 3 minutes from Middlesbrough have resurrected their hopes of Premier League survival as well. And what a 40 minutes we've had, 4 goals. And who's to say we're not going to get more, as Cole tries to tee one up for Cantona. Ref says play on. Well, Brian Robson has known some joyous moments in this stadium over the years, but I imagine even he at the moment, his heart will be pounding, and he'll be revelling in what he's watching. You wouldn't say the same for Alex Ferguson though. Maybe you just begin to wonder whether the toll of so many matches is counting against Manchester United. But remember, Middlesbrough have played even more. Cole's here, they're not dead yet. It's Hignett, the scorer, the glory maker a moment ago, gets back there. Keane, who got Manchester United back into the contest. Up onto Pearson's head, away to Cole again. Andy Cole touches it in here for Cantona. Chance for Gary Neville. No! I don't believe this. It's his first ever goal. What a time to score. 42 minutes played. Manchester United 2, Middlesbrough 3. Hope springs eternal. It was Cole, it was Cantona, and of all people it was Gary Neville, who blasted in past Ben Roberts. And it's a 5-goal extravaganza. Well, we're just coming up to 45 minutes played, and United are going to have a last chance in the half. Mr. Gallagher's awarded this free kick. Surely it's not going to get to 3-3, is it? No, Stamp boots it out. Substitutes there. I won't use the phrase warming up because it's a cold, wet day in Manchester. And Beckham's on the ball. Down the line for Gary Neville, scorer of that second Manchester United goal. Hignett, of course, there had pushed Middlesbrough 3-1 ahead just prior to that. And that's the end of a captivating first 45 minutes. Alex Ferguson checking his own stopwatch there. Manchester United 2, Middlesbrough 3. A very thoughtful and studied approach this from United. But it comes to grief under the challenge there of Nigel Pearson on Andy Cole. It looked as though the impetus had been lost in the move anyway, so United will welcome this opportunity from a free kick. Beckham hasn't had his usual fizz about his game again today. There's been word that he's rather jaded at the end of an arduous season, but he's floated this one across, and it was aiming for Cantona. United would desperately want to score the first goal of this half, just to get back on an even keel and to where the match started. If they were to go 4-2 behind, they might not even fancy it themselves of coming back yet again. But here is Cole, who's worked tirelessly in that first half and very effectively as well. Irwin's forward now. Solskjaer. Beckham shot! Well, it flies wide, marginally. Well, I was just saying he hadn't had a great fizz about his game today, but he really can hit a wicked shot. He hit the stanchion at the back of the goal. It looked rather closer from a different angle. Musto, he'll knock one in, and Freestone's got a chance, and Schmeichel has his hands on the ball. I don't think Freestone realised what a good position he was in there. Well, that opportunity arose 20 minutes into the half, and that could have been a decisive moment. Talister's powering forward. He's still there. It's into the foot of Cole. That's how he likes it. And on goes Andy Cole. And the cutback, clawed by Roberts. Good throw from him. Juninho reduces it to walking pace. Pearson decides to instigate a move down the left through Blackmore. His ball cut out. Beckham scurrying across field, looking right and left, and in the end choosing right with Gary Neville. It's 3-3! It's unbelievable, it's Solskjaer! Well, he keeps on hitting them in from everywhere, this fellow. His 18th of the season. We've got parity again at Old Trafford. It's a lovely ball in from Neville, and Solskjaer steals in between the two big centre-backs. And it's 3-3 again now. And the championship race comes alive yet again. Paul Scholes for Manchester United is the one introduced for Ronnie Johnson. Well, it's a clear bid for Manchester United to go out and win the game. Striker for midfield man Paul Scholes, 6 goals so far this season. He got a goal last month against Blackburn in a 3-2 victory. One today in a 4-3 win would mean a lot more. Here's Solskjaer! And Roberts makes the stop. It's no exaggeration to say that Ole Solskjaer could have had 4 or 5 goals today. He'd 3 strikes in as many minutes in the first half. Middlesbrough would certainly, I'm sure, be happy with a point now. Beckham does well. Lays it on for Irwin. Wants it on his right foot. Square for Beckham, he'll hit one, and it's a good try, fizzes over the top. Well, most of David Beckham's 12 goals this season have been struck from this sort of range. And it's cleared the crossbar by a couple of feet, that's all. And now Beckham again drives down that right. He'll cross one in, it's too much for Pallister, who'd advanced again. And the big defender does well, turns well. Out yet again. Once again it's picked up by a red shirt, the one belonging to Beckham. It's Gary Neville now. Clips one across. And May and Pallister are being used, but some shot slithered through on the ground there. I was going to say May and Pallister are being used as extra attackers at the moment almost, as United pour bodies forward. We're into the last minute of an exciting contest at Old Trafford. Scholes has conceded the free kick. A point for Manchester United would take them on to 71, 4 clear of Liverpool from the same number of matches played, which would be a considerable improvement on what they were staring in the face at 3-1 down. Newcastle here next on Thursday night. And another free kick, I think, against Scholes. 2 in a row he's conceded. And he wouldn't like to think, and he's got a yellow card, he wouldn't like to think that Middlesbrough were going to score from this, that is for sure. What drama there would be if Middlesbrough were to snatch victory now. Tense moments now for the Manchester United fans as Juninho is told to put it in another position. Well, surely they'll try and get bodies up and try and win it now. Yeah, get in there, he says. He'll look for the big men. But he only finds one of Manchester United's in Roy Keane. Corner for Middlesbrough. Ferguson won't be too happy with a point, but he'd be much happier than he would have been when it was 3-1 down. And Manchester United will still be in the driving seat. The title will still be in their hands. We've had a minute of stoppage time, and Middlesbrough are happy to keep the ball in that final quarter of the field. Now Scholes himself is fouled. And there can't be much more time for Mr. Gallagher to add on after the thrills of the first half, when we had 5 goals. There's only been 1 to add in the second half. Fortunately for Manchester United, it went to them. But a draw would be seen as a just result now. But United are still hopeful of plundering even more than that. And if they score from this, they really will feel the title is going to be theirs. It wasn't the best of headers from Fleming, but it's good enough. It's ended all square. Ferguson looks at that watch and believes that maybe there should have been a few extra seconds added on. He'll settle for a point though, having been 3-1 behind at one stage. Manchester United 3, Middlesbrough 3.